Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about crewing for the silent enemy. The silent enemies is a pretty tough hostile, one of the tougher hostiles to grind in this game. And there are 3 crews that I would recommend, and I'll get into that in just a second, but let's first talk about the silent enemy. Okay, the systems are locked into whatever ops level you are. In the artifact tab, uses this very first one. See, I'm a level 64, so I've got to go for rare temporal exchange. That system there that gets me the rares. I can only spin the rares. I can't spin the uncommons. I'm locked into using only the rares. It does you no good to punch up or punch down. It won't work in your refinery here. I might be able to punch up to the 65s and it still work because this is what it says, 63 plus. And I don't think there is an epic of these. I haven't went up there and checked it out, but I know that I can't spin uncommon. I know I can't spin the lower ones because when they launched this, they had an event where hostile, no matter what system you hit it, was like 100 points or something. So naturally, what are you going to do to score high in the event? You're going to punch down. So I got a bunch of that loot that I can't spend, and Scopely has no way that they're going to be able to exchange it for something I can use. It was a major screw up on their part because there was nothing from the content creators or Scopely saying if you got the lower loot, there would be no way to ever spend it. So I'm stuck with, lower loot. I think I've told you about that during my grading of that arc. That was really one of the major downfalls of that whole arc of the Enterprise arc was this screw up where they made no way for you to spend the other currency. So it's important that you're in the right system and you're getting the right loot. You got to first get in the right system, and then you need to crew them right. I'm going to use my Rotarian, of course. You can see I got the James Kirk Brothers crew on there with E-Data. Let me show you who I got underneath. Okay, underneath I got Tindy, Paris, Pella, Chapel, E, Troy, BT, and Hugh. I'm going to use this combination on 2 of my setups. If you're struggling with power, these first 2 crews are the ones I would use. I'm going to show you another cruise in case you don't have the Kirk brothers or they're not tiered up high enough to help you. I'm going to show you one other crew for power, and I'm going to show you one for loot. The Janeway crew. That's a good crew for up here for power. You're not going to get the loot that my loot crew is going to show. If you're struggling for power, that is a good one. Okay, one that you can use. It's not as good as this crew, but if it's something that you have, you can also change out the doctor there. I'm gonna go like that with Archer. The thing that I don't understand is why that they didn't put Archer's captain ability, which would make this the crew right here. If it worked on these silent enemies, because it was part of the arc, and the silent enemies I think was supposed to be part of the Zindi thing. But it makes no sense that when they designed this that they didn't make Archer's ability work in the silent enemies, but it doesn't. So that's the reason I don't use this crew, but it worked pretty decently. The crew that I do use is I'll go with my Picard crew with Janeway on the side. And also we'll remove Tindy and put the Doctor there, so I get loot bonus from Picard with his officer's ability, and also get the loot bonus from the doctor here. So I'm going to hit less hostiles with these guys than I would with the James Kirk crew, but I will get more loot, just barely, because the James Kirk crew really is a powerful crew on those things. Like I said, I was amazed how many of the silent enemies. So when I go to 65 and have to move up, that will probably be the crew that I'll have to use in the 65s until I get some of my research done at 65. This is the crew I can use now until I go up. I'm going to go ahead and use my travel token, and I'm going to stop the video, then I'll return back when I get there. Okay, I'm in the system. I'm going to target the 63s. I'm going to hit as much as 63s. I'm going to hit the 63s and the 64 battleships. Like I said, you want to stay with the triangle. You'll take less hull damage. And you can see right there, I'm supposed to get 302. Let's see what the loot bonus helps us with. Here's one. Oh, here's one closer. You can see I doubled it by using this loot crew. So you're doubling whatever you're going to get loot wise. You can see I took very little hull damage. Yeah, too bad they don't have whole systems of whatever you need, so you don't have to go against the triangle or equal ships, like going for the 63 interceptors here. So what I'll do is I'll come in here, I'll hit all the battleships I see at 63, then I'll clean out the interceptors, and then I'll go. See, now that spawns some. The key is trying to manage your hull damage on these. So let's look for, there's a 63 interceptor. So it's just going through the system and trying to manage the hull damage. As you can see, this crew does really well, both for the loot and for just taking them. You can see I've taken a lot of these so far and got little damage. But when I start doing the 64s, they make more. So I'm trying to get all the 63s weeded out, and then I'll go do the others. So you get kind of the gist of how to manage your hull damage and the crews you need, and explained a little bit about where you need to go and get the right stuff. And if you're not sure, go into your refinery that I just showed you and see what it's calling for. If it's calling for uncommon, you don't want to hit the rare, and if you're need to hit the rare, you don't want to hit the uncommon because you can't do anything with it. So I hope this helped. These are 3 crews that you can think about using. Okay, my run is over. I kind of stopped recording for a little bit. Let me finish the run. Otherwise, I'd been too long, and I don't have that much to vamp in between. So what I did is I focused on the 63 battleships, then just 63 ships in general, and then I topped it off with 64 battleships. And then that helped spawn some more 63s, got those. And my results, okay, I've got almost 2.5 pools from the refinery with that run. So now I don't have to do this for 2 days. I'm good to go for 2 days. Plus I got all these parts. As you can see, it's heavily on the battleship because that was what I was focusing on because of the triangle. So I'm going to try to pop one more. That's probably going to be the most I can do here. But in case I died, I wanted to show you my results. So I hope this helps you out when you're doing these. So until next time.